Dave Chappelle, but even people like Cat Williams, what was the brother name from Friday? Tommy, Tiny, Debo from Friday. A lot of black men specifically have kind of spoken out about the pressures of playing emasculating roles put on specifically by black men. I mean, I'm sorry, by Hollywood and targeted on black men. Have you experienced, was that a part of your rerouting detour of Hollywood?
Well, I've never gotten to the point where I've actually done it. The first day when I met my agent, the first thing that came out my mouth, and the reason why I'm able to say this is because, like I said, this is a lot different from you knocking on their door looking for opportunity versus them knocking on your door. When they're knocking on your door, you'll come with leverage. When I came out, there was really no social media influencers that was getting picked up by agents, because that was during the time in, like, I think 2010, 11 time, when you had to basically you had to stand outside and wait for your shot and stand in a Apollo line, and they'll see you and scout you out and stuff like that. But the first day I went in there, I told them everything that I didn't want to do. I told them I was not going to wear no dress. I said it just like that. And coming from them, their perspective, they're probably looking at it like, okay, you say that now, but an opportunity is an opportunity. I can definitely say they never blatantly disrespected me, but I have had times where I could have had the Richard Pryor role for what was the not Richard Pryor, Little Richard for that what movie? James Brown movie.
Oh wow, really?
That was actually a script of mine. It had, yeah. That was probably the highest that it actually got. And when I reviewed it, I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna do that. So I went to a dinner one day, and I remember sitting down, and they asked me, "Hey, JB, did you read the script?" I said, "Yeah, I read it." They said, "What'd you think about it?" I ain't doing it. And then I remember somebody saying, "Why?" Because he's. And I was like, I'm not doing that role. But I don't think nobody got mad. I think the way they do it, the way they look at it is, they look at it like, are you difficult? And saying no is difficult. That's why I never disparaged Monique when she came out speaking on what she was speaking. She was saying that how she felt like she was being discriminated against for her being a black woman going and asking for her money from Netflix. But then you got other people who are white women or whatever. They don't, the payout is a lot different. And people were disparaging Monique like she was crazy until it came out, when it came out to light that the people who she was talking about, like the Tyler Perrys, the Lee Daniels and all them, that's when she started to get light. But imagine those people hadn't said, I'm sorry. And that's a big thing that I feel like black people have a hard time with accepting. When you get it from credible sources, you automatically think that, oh, well, they can't be wrong. They can't be wrong. They can't be wrong. They can't be wrong. It must be you. And and until the truth actually comes out, and that's the only time people gonna actually rock with you. Otherwise, you're gonna sit in that dark place by yourself. And the only people that's gonna really cheer you on or make you feel like that everything is okay are gonna be the people who either went through it or people who just don't know, but they got grace. And we don't give each other grace in that department. You know what I'm saying? We think that just because folks are gone off the face of the earth, that they're just bummed. Half of these people, a lot of these people got their money still. Some of them got their money and got out. Not all of them are bums. Not all of them are just coons or whatever the case may be. But they don't think that people, unfortunately, especially in our community, they feel like if you're not in front of the camera and you're not consistently in front of someone's face, there got to be something wrong if somebody comes out and make a story about you. And we live in a time where people can come out and say anything on your name, because especially nowadays when everybody got a podcast and a mic, and those are the most dangerous times that we're living in, because us as black folk, we say that we love each other, but we really don't be truly taking care of each other along with our public figures. We throw them away. We throw them away. Like we'll cheer them on when they get on or until they get on. But until they get on, then it's like, oh, well, now that you in a different space than me, let's see you fall. They're not going to physically say it out their mouths, but when it happens, then all of a sudden you see everybody making it rain, and then you see how everybody really truly feel about you. And that's messed up, because we do not do a good job of protecting our own. White people don't never they'll never shit on Billy Nelson. You don't never see Hispanic shit on Ricky Martin.
Have you known anybody you were close with in the industry that did kind of get caught up in, a role or something like that? He was like, bro, don't do that, and they was like, well, should have just roll. I need the money.
I'll say this. I don't have close friends in the industry. I can't even say. I do got a couple I can say are cool as hell that I can call brothers. Brandon T. Jackson is a good guy. The first person who I actually truly met coming to the game was Brandon T. Jackson. I had a show with him back in I don't know 2011 somewhere in Missouri somewhere. But yeah, Brandon C. Jackson was really the first one to really show me the ropes as far as how to move and what not to do. I already knew the ins and out, but he kind of solidified it for me. And you can see the type of person that he is now. I'm not saying anything that Brandon wouldn't say. I'm basically saying something that already came out his mouth. So he's the only person that I can say in the game who is level-headed around my age in my field. And at the end of the day, he don't really care about how they feel.
That's a blessing, though, honestly, that you at least know him. Younger Black men are usually encouraged to pursue either entertainment or, you know, something in the field of entertainment, whether that's athleticism, comedy, acting, whatever the case may be, you know, and it's really pushed on by the dominant society because of their fear for Black men. And they feel like that's the best way for them to be the most appealing or and least effective. Do you think that that's something that we need to kind of change in our community? Is kind of like not pushing them so much towards entertainment, more towards, I don't know, things like science, what is it, STEM, technology, engineering, things of that nature? Is that something we need to steer away from?
Black people need to get in. I wish they would get away from the entertainment thing. If you're gonna get into entertainment, learn like it's almost like football. It's almost like football and basketball. Basketball, they got the point guard, they got the facilitator of how the offense is gonna go. Same thing with football. You got the center. The ball can't go nowhere without that man being there. What I basically mean by that is you don't have to be an entertainer. You can just learn how to code. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like Kwame when he first came out and he started talking about coding and all the other different stuff. Yeah. You don't have to. Hell, we need more lawyers. We need more prosecutors. We need more. Hell, we need more firemen out here. Shit, we need more. You know what I'm saying? We need people in the political field. Entertainment is very oversaturated, and that's the only thing what I don't really like about how the world is moving. Now, who am I? Here I am. I'm talking, and I'm straight up in entertainment. But I don't want my son to do it. I keep him away from social media. I'll have him take pictures with me here and there when I'm out doing stuff like fishing or whatever. But for the most part, I don't wish this for anybody. I don't wish this for anybody that's Black and that they're a man. I mean, you can go out there and do so many other different things that'll make a difference in our community than just being an entertainer. I feel like if you're gonna be an entertainment, I'm all for being an entertainer, and you're using your celebrity, I guess, or your push or your influence to build a community as you grow. But if you just to take the money and ride and go home, then I really don't see no point in you really being here. You really just extra burden that everybody gonna pretty much use as a talking point. I do like today's age because there's so many people in entertainment now that what it's doing is it's making Black people news people all over again. We took the news outlet away from everybody.
Yeah.
We may not have the answers, but we're starting a lot of dialogues that's turning into solutions. That's what I can say with entertainment being oversaturated with us in it. What it's doing is create a whole bunch of people that's asking questions, creating dialogues, and all that stuff is going to do is lead to the promised land. So I don't know when that's going to come. I think it's happening now, but I prefer that we do something else outside of this. We don't need no more people. We don't need another body.
Have you noticed that some of the men who do pursue entertainment, like they kind of, like going back to my last question, they lack a bit of, what's the nice way for me to put it, like a revolutionary spirit, or like a divine masculine spirit to really overthrow, this system of white supremacy?
Of course, and that's why I'm not in it like that. I've never been the person that walk into a room with I can feel energy even if you're 3,000 miles away. I'm that type of person. They be like, well, how you felt my energy? Don't worry, bro. I felt it. It don't matter. So I'm already knowing what I'm walking into. Majority of people in that world, I mean, I can say they believe in God or they believe in their community and all that stuff, but that's not the energy that I pick up when I'm around them. All I pick up is a bunch of leeches trying to leech on top of each other, trying to get it's Hunger Game. Everybody trying to play the Hunger Game to get to where they at. And then when you watch them get to where they at, what they really doing with it. And that's why I don't really put myself in a lot of rooms with folks who I feel like aren't really on that. And to be honest, if I'm going to be a friend, if even come close to even being a friend of yours, we got to have some type of conversation off camera. Even on camera too, shoot. But especially if it's off camera, if I know you're one way on camera and we have that real talk about, you know, how we doing as a folks, Black reciprocity and all that stuff, I can kind of build with a person like that. I can build with a person like that. But the majority of folks that I've ran into, they're not on that. They're basically in it to get their money for whatever odd reason or whatever reason they're doing it for. They doing what they're doing. But my mission is totally different from a lot of folks, the majority of folks that I run into. The people who I do run into that are like-minded like myself, we have total different conversation off camera. Like Brandon's just one of them. I'm pretty sure there's others, but I can't name them off the top of my head. And if we do have a conversation, it's like night and day off camera. I met people that's just like on camera and they tap dance it up. But then when they off camera, they start talking like, hey man, you know, we need to do it as a people. Like, what? I have met some people like that. But the majority of them, they're not like that. What they say, all skin folk and kin folks. I go off of that. So
that's real.
That's really how I look at it. Just because I see a room full of Black people, that don't mean all these Black people for me.
We do not play by our creed. You fuck with the team. Might find your West in the creek. We crossing our T's. We don't never miss a beat.